My name is Bob Hull, and we're in my house in Hexham, which is about 20 miles outside Newcastle, where the Wunderbar festival is taking place. I'm the steward of a house. Anybody who lives in an old house is just the keeper of it, that for a particular period in time. I live in an old house which has an interesting history in various phases in the 19th century in particular. And it's actually quite difficult to understand how this house got put together. It's a mixture of all kinds of bits and pieces.
Oh wow, what a house! Oh my God.
You'll be invited in to help me try and unravel the history of the house. When I moved here, I thought, I'd really like to know something about the history of this house. I'm a historian, and very often I find that people actually don't really know what's gone on in their houses beforehand. I mean, at first sight it just seems like a large family house, but if you look at the plans you've got in front of you, what you might want to try and do is decide, just looking at that, where you think the original house was.
Either the front bit could be the original house, or the back bit could be the original house.
I think that was the original house.
The tiny bit.
This bit, across the middle. Okay. The object of the tour is really to help me, and I've done some work in trying to unravel the history of the house, but to try and take this a little bit further and to come up with some imaginative ideas about what was actually going on in this house in the 19th century. The structure you see there on your card is basically the house as it has been since about 1910. So if you'd like to come with me, we're going to go back to 1910. I want you to imagine you're now back in 1910. This house had just been bought by Mr. John Saunders, age 47. People have been very cooperative and imaginative, and there's been a lot of interaction, and I think it's been a very interesting experience for them, and I've certainly found it very useful to try and explain the story and to basically tell a story about the house and to try and bring the house to life over the last few days. Where we're standing now is actually the old backyard of the house. We're under the main drawing room of the house. And over here is the outside wall of the original house. It's not only just telling a story. As a historian, I'm very interested in what the history is of a particular place. But it's also about the people who've been here, and it's also a little bit about performance. This isn't really performance as such, but it's really trying to tell a story in an interesting way that are going to take people along with you. Anyway, let's move on. Let's go back another 25 years. But it must have been a rather grand place to go to school.